Taho. Tracy Martin.
Kia ora, Mr. Speaker. Thank you very much. We've had a very interesting week with regard to announcements by the national government around immigration. And that's what I want to address most of my comments around. I want to go back to 1993, though, when New Zealand First was founded with 15 fundamental principles. And principle number 8 reads, Mr. Speaker, whilst this country, with such a small population, will continue to require an infusion of overseas skills and expertise, immigration will cease to be used as an excuse for our failure to train, skill and employ our own people, New Zealanders. Now, the reason why I say that is, in this amazing little piece of difficult information that Minister Woodhouse has had to swallow over the last few days with regard to the minuscule tinkering around the cuts to immigration in this country, what we have heard not a single word about is students, international students. And so I want to put a few facts and figures on the table, and there's a really good reason why we haven't heard anything about international students. So first of all, since 2008, this government has, up to 2015, not taking in this current year, this government has approved 730,640 student visa applications. And if that was export education, that would be brilliant. That would be brilliant. But what is inside that, sir, is the fact that those 730,640 international students, if they do 1 year or more of education inside a particular course, a degree, they get 20 hours a week working rights. Now, that's not uncommon. Across the Western world, that's pretty much a norm, actually. And if this government had more than 53 labour inspectors, so that when we received emails like this one from a student which says, I have a terrible and confused trouble about finding a job because I found a job, the owner told me I need to pay her to get a suitable position, she wants me to pay her $30,000, I'm very confused about that. When the educational institutions actually ring up the Labour Inspectorate to report this sort of abuse for international students. If we had more than 53, and that was after a recruiting drive by this government from December last year, if we had more than 53 Labour Inspectorates, we might actually be able to get on top of the exploitation that's taking place with students. So the 20 hours a week is a standard norm. But possibly what most people don't know is that, take an international student who has come into this country and has signed into a 1-year course, a certificate course, a level 4, level 5, level 6 course. They get, at the end of that course, a 1-year hunt year. That means they have 1 year inside any place of employment in this country to hunt for a job that has something to do with the qualification they studied. So they get 1 year hunt year. If they find a job that has something to do with the qualification in which they studied, they get a 2-year work in that job opportunity. And during that 2-year opportunity, generally, they apply for permanent residency. So this is not 730,640 students coming in, taking away some really high-quality education from New Zealand, being treated appropriately, not being exploited in this country, maintaining the high standards that we expect and we need across the planet with regard to this nation and the way we treat visitors. This is 730,640 individuals who get 3 years worth of working rights. 3 years worth of working rights. This is not what this government would have you believe. This is not the way that this system should currently be managed, so that it benefits not only the international student, but it benefits the nation, that it's truly export education. And all I can say is that bring on 2017 and New Zealand First into a place of influence, because we know how to manage this business, we know how to manage this economy, so that our education providers are well supported, well worked with and consulted with appropriately, and that we turn this into, instead of being exploitation of the New Zealand taxpayer, actually export education. Kia ora.